Hey everyone, so let's imagine you want to create an API and you want to allow only like 5 requests every 60 seconds, right? So how would you implement it? For that, you would be building some kind of rate limiter, right? And in this video, we are going to design a basic sliding window rate limiter using Lua script, and we will be using a basic data structure that Redis provides us, which is sorted set, right? And we will be using the sliding window concept, right? So let's say you have send email API and you want to allow customers to be able to make only like 5 requests every 60 seconds, right? So yeah, let's see how you can implement it in Lua script. In my previous video, I've already explained about Lua script. I've given a basic high level overview what Lua script is and how you can use it in Redis. So that whatever you want to run, whatever logic you want to run, you can run it atomically in Redis server, right? And what problem Lua script solves, right? And we also did some like basic syntax and basic examples in Lua script, like what you can execute and how you can execute it in Redis CLI. In this video, we will write some more Lua script code. We will design a basic sliding window rate limiter so that you are aware and you know Lua script in more depth, how you can use it in production for solving various use cases. And in this video, yeah, I'm telling you the use case of a particular API where you want to allow only like 5 requests every 60 seconds. So for that, rate limiter can be built, right? So this is just a high level overview of how we will be building a Redis rate limiter. So you will have a window, and this window will keep maintaining requests in last 60 seconds. So for this window, we will use sorted set, where you could maintain the time and the request ID, right? So this window will keep storing all the requests that happened in last 60 seconds, right? It will also store other requests as well, but at some point of time, we will have to remove it, right? So that's the first step. So first you need to know what your window start range is, right? So let's say your request arrived here and you want to know from where should I start my window. So for that, let's imagine you have a 60-second window. So what you'll do is you'll just subtract 60 seconds from here and you'll get your window start duration, right? So yeah, so this is your current window, and all these requests will be counted towards rate limit, and all the other older requests, basically we don't need them, so we can just delete them. So that's the first step. You will delete all the older requests that happened outside your window, and then next step is obviously very simple. You'll just count all the requests that are present in your window, and you'll see if it's under the limit, which is 5 requests, then obviously this request is allowed, otherwise this request is rejected. And if let's say this request is allowed, we'll just record that request in our sorted set. That's it, and we'll move on. So that's just a basic high level overview, and now we will do some coding. So I have a code already written, but we will write code from scratch, so don't worry about it. Okay, so let's just create one new file, right? So I'll just create a new file here. We can give it name, I don't know, YouTube rate limiter .lua. Okay, so I'll write pseudocode first. So the first step is that we will calculate the window start time, right? So that we can delete all the older requests. That is the first step that we need to do. And the second step is we need to delete all the older requests before window start time, right? And third is obviously the conditions. You'll just check if number of requests present in current window, if it's greater than equal to limit, reject it, else add it in your window, and yeah, move forward basically. So this is just a simple pseudo code. So first you'll calculate your window start time, and then all the older requests that are present before your window start time, you'll just delete them. And then next is obviously the conditional checks. If the current window requests are less than your limit, then obviously your new request is allowed. We can record that. If it's greater than your limit, then your request is rejected basically, right? So there are some parameters as well which our Lua script will be needing, right? So it will be needing key name, where we will store how many requests have already happened for that particular user. So let's give it name rate limiter key, right? It could be a format rate limit, you know, a user, and then user ID, right? And there are some other parameters as well which we need to provide to our Lua script. First is like, what's the size of your window, right? So we'll provide window size. Then we'll provide how many requests you can make in that window. So you'll need a limit, and then you'll need at what time your request arrived, right? Request time, and then you'll need a unique identifier of your request, right? So these are some basic things that your Lua script will be needing. Now we will use all these things in our rate limiter. Okay, so let's store all these values in a local variable inside Lua script. So how you do that? Using local syntax. So write local. So first value that we will store is the key. So let's store it. So from keys 1 you can fetch your key. Then we will store window size, right? Okay. And then you can store your limit, how many requests you can make in that particular window, right? So yeah, so your so basically if you want to fetch the key, you can fetch it from keys, right? And if you want to fetch values, you can fetch it from argv array, right? And why I'm doing 2 number, because I want to make sure that whatever we are passing, we are basically trying to convert it into number first, because we want to calculate the window size, right? So you would be doing some subtraction later on. So we want to make sure that these are numbers, because whenever you run your Lua script and pass any value or key, Redis assumes that it's a string, right? So we need to convert it into number first, right? And then you have request time. Let's convert it into number as well. And then you have request ID, which we don't need to convert to number because it's just a string. So you can keep it as is, right? So the first step is we'll calculate the window start time, right? So you can calculate your window start time. So it's just a simple subtraction. So whatever time your request happened, you'll just subtract window size to it, right? And the next step is you need to delete all the older requests before window start time in your Redis sorted set. So Redis provides you ZREMRANGEBYSCORE command, using which you can delete requests or delete basically members from your sorted set within any range, right? So in Lua script, whenever you want to call any command, you can do it with redis.call, and then the first parameter is the Redis command, which is ZREMRANGEBYSCORE, and the next parameter is the key from which you want to remove your requests, and then this is the range. So basically I want to remove all the requests starting from 0 to my window start time. All the requests, just remove it from my Redis sorted set, right? And yeah, then we have some so next step is we want to check whether the request is allowed or not. So what we can do is so first obviously you need to know how many requests are already happened or are already present in your current window. So for that, basically you would be checking the size of your sorted set. So you can store that in a local variable, size of window, or you can give it some other name as well. Requests present in window. For this we will use one more Redis command, which is ZCARD. So ZCARD basically gives you the size of your sorted set, right? So yeah, now you know how many requests are already present in your sorted set. And next step is obviously the conditional comparison. So we'll write if the number of requests that are already present in window, if it's greater than limit, then we'll just return something. I don't know, we'll just return a empty set which says that, hey, the request is not allowed and you're not left with any request, right? But if let's say request is allowed, we will just add it to our sorted set. So for that we will again call one more command, which is ZADD, and we'll add the score, which is time, and we'll store the unique identifier of our request in the sorted set. Basically we are trying to record this request in our sorted set, right? And you can just do return. Okay, so the request was allowed, and now how many requests you're left with? So you can just do limit minus request presence in window minus 1. Okay, and there's one more thing which you can also do, which is optional in some cases, but make sure that you always do it. So you need to make sure that you are expiring the key after your window time. So you need to do redis.call PEXPIRE. So basically what I'm saying is, hey, expire my key from Redis after window time happens. So why I'm doing this? So let's assume there is a particular request. Let's say there is one request that happened, right? And let's say 60 seconds already happened, and there is no more request that happened within those 60 seconds. So in this case, your key will basically sit idle in Redis, which is not good from storage point of view. So we want to make sure that there is no key sitting idle in Redis. So that's why we want to make sure that we are expiring the key. But if let's say requests are consistently happening in every 60 seconds, then it's fine. Our Redis key will never expire. But if let's say requests are not consistently happening and after 60 seconds you still don't have any requests, so we want our key to expire automatically. So yeah, that's the reasoning behind it. So yeah, we have built a basic rate limiter. We can also execute it. So the way to execute it, the execute this script is, what you can do is first make sure that you have Redis server started. If you don't have Redis server started, you can do it using command Redis server, right? And to execute Lua script, you can write redis-cli eval, and then next is the name of your script. In our case, it's yt rate limiter Lua. So the first parameter is key. So in our case, let's say the key name is rate limit yatharth. Let's say my ID is 10, right? So this is the key name, and next is I want to provide values. So you need to write comma, and then you can provide all your values after this comma. So the first value is window size. So in our case, window size is 60 seconds, which is 60,000 milliseconds. Next value is limit. 5 requests are allowed. Let's say my request happened at 100,000 milliseconds, and request ID is, let's say, request 1. Right. So as you can see, our request was allowed, and now I have 4 requests that I can still make. So let's call it again, and let's say I made one more request after 10 seconds. Will I be able to make it? See. Yeah, I will. Let's say I made one more request after 10 seconds. Yeah, I can make it. It's still present in the last second window. Say I request 60 seconds. What do you think? Will you have more basic?